Hello, welcome back. This is the last class of this second partial. So this is the last thing that we are going to see. And this is the last complication I see to the CIA, to the covered interest arbitrage strategy. Covered interest arbitrage. Okay. So this is the CIA as what we have been seeing in the last 2 weeks, I think. So this is another complication because now we are going to mix two of the complications that we learned in the last week. So I think in the last week we learned a bit about bid and ask, borrow and lend, and also two forwards. So it is possible to combine them. You can have bid and ask and borrow and lend like in here. That's what we are going to solve in this exercise. Or you can have borrow and lend and two forwards, or you can have bid and ask and two forwards, or you can have everything, the three of them. The three of them is the most difficult possibility that you can face. So let's begin solving this problem because it's the same strategy that you need to you should follow whenever you try to solve an exercise like this. It's like you need to go step by step and you need to face any challenge in that step. Okay, so if we do that, I think we are going to be successful on solving the strategy or the simulation. So let's do this one. I think it's going to be quite illustrative and good for us to learn this. So let's start with this exercise. Here you have all the data that you need. So you have the initial investment, the borrow and lending or investment rates for Mexico and the US, and you have the bid and ask for the spot and also for the forward in 90 days. That means time is 90. So let's start as we usually do in the present with 1 million pesos. So we have 1 million pesos. I forgot to mention here that we are going to borrow the money. That's also important. We are going to borrow 1 million pesos. So if we are going to borrow 1 million pesos, which rate should we use? Let's use as usual, the future value formula. So it should be 1 million times, and this will be 1 plus the interest rate of Mexico, but which one? Borrow or lend? Borrow. Why borrow? Because we are borrowing money. So this times 90 days. It's not written in there, but it's 90 days because the forward says 90 over 360. Okay. I think I don't need the extra parentheses. So it should work like this. This is the amount of money that I have to pay back after 90 days. And as I like to write it, I will write a minus. So I remember that this is something that I need to pay back. Then in the present, I need to convert 1 million pesos to dollars. So what will what will I use? I will have to use one spot rate because I am in the present, but bid or ask. So remember, which currency do I need? I need to buy dollars. So if I need, I will write it again, to buy the currency at the bottom, I use ask, right? So I need dollars. I need to buy the currency at the bottom, which is dollars. That's why I will have to use ask. I hope this is very clear for you, that you understand how it works, because this is critical through the whole course. And then divide or multiply. So the exchange rate is pesos over dollars. So I have pesos on top and pesos on top in the rate. That means that I have to divide. So this over this. That gives me $50,000. And then I need to convert my dollars to future value. So I will have to use the future value formula again. So it's this one plus the interest rate of the US, but borrow or lend. In this case, lend, right? Because this is money that I have right now. I borrowed 1 million pesos. I converted the 1 million pesos to dollars, and then I will invest the dollars in the US. So it will be 1% times 90 over 360. And then finally, I need to go back to Mexico. So which rate will I use? I need to use a forward, but which one? Bid or ask? So if I need to buy the currency on top, I use bid. So the currency on top is bid, is pesos. That's the currency that I need to buy, pesos, to go back to Mexico. So I will have to use bid 22.5. So this is pesos over dollar. This is dollars. And finally, multiply or divide. Because I have dollars on top and dollars at the bottom, I need to multiply. So it will be this times this. And finally, I only have to add up the two amounts. I am adding up because I have minus here. If you didn't have the minus, you should subtract. And this difference is the profit. So in this specific scenario, I will conclude that it is a good idea to do this, right? To go to the US, invest in the US, and go back to Mexico, paying the loan that I already borrowed. So it's like that. It's not difficult. You only have to be more careful. You need to go step by step, and you solve any issue that you see in each of the steps. So we solved the lending and borrow rate in here, because you have to decide that here as well, lending and borrow, and here bid and ask, bid and ask. If you have to solve the forward thing, also pay attention on that. So I hope this is clear. We'll do another video with the last thing that we are going to see in this partial, and then I will explain the homework that you have.